Hi guys, you're welcome back to the channel. And on this channel, what we get to do is that we explore relocation, culture, and even lifestyle. In case you are new here, my name is Otinje. You are welcome. And what I do is that I help people like you make sense of life abroad, especially in West African countries. And one country in particular is Ghana. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 10 things that I have stopped doing, or should I say, I reduced doing ever since I came here to Ghana. Now, backstory is that I am a Nigerian and I have been living here in Ghana for the past 10 years. And coming to Ghana, I realized that there were some habits, routines that I was doing in Nigeria that is not really obtainable here. So, in order for me to be able to live here peacefully and comfortable with myself, I had to adjust in those things that I was doing. This is the channel where you are going to learn. So, guys, don't go nowhere because I will be right back. You have to pay attention to Ghana time. Hence, you are going to be angry should in case you have an occasion and you invite people and the people do not come at the time when your occasion is supposed to start. You have to bear in mind that there is Ghana time here in Ghana. So now, if I am expecting someone and we are supposed to meet at a particular period of time, I give myself a grace period of 1 hour, 2 hours, so that I don't just worry unnecessarily because I know that there is Ghana time. So I stopped obsessing about time if I am going for an event or I am expecting somebody. For instance, let's assume that I have a seminar or a network, program to attend and we are told to be there by 10 o'clock. If I decide to go there early, then I am just going there early because I want to be early. But I know that 10 o'clock doesn't necessarily translate to 10 o'clock. It means that people would start coming from around, maybe even 10:30, 11. I remember an incident like this. My daughter school had, their PTA meeting some few months ago, and it was a Sunday. So the meeting was slated for 2 o'clock. I was at church. We had an occasion that day at church, so it took longer than necessary. But I was mindful of the time, 2 o'clock. I knew that even if I got to the church 2 o'clock, most parents were not going to be there. But I did not mind. I just wanted to be early. And truth be told, I got to the church, to the school around some few minutes after 2. This PTA meeting did not start till around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that if you are obsessed about time, it can get you to the level of you being angry or irritated. So you just have to have it at the back of your mind that there is Ghana time here. If wherever you were coming from, if people were sticking to time, you have to have that room to stop obsessing over time here because Ghanaians have that, lifestyle of never being punctual. They have the Ghana time. It's a known thing here. It's a lifestyle. So as I was saying, I went for the PTA meeting. I got there some minutes after 2. I wasn't angry because I already knew that, this was it. But then again, the reason why I left the church was because of the distance of the church to the school. I didn't want a situation whereby even if I were going to do Ghana time, then I would get to the church late. So I just took, the bait of let me leave the church early. After all, the service was already over. Let me leave it and go to the school. If I get there some few minutes after 2, even before parents come, then it's all good. And it happened for me that way. So I wasn't, I have stopped obsessing about I want to be punctual, I want to be punctual, I want to be punctual. If for whatever reasons I want to be punctual, it will be cases of distance, playing a point for me. So if you're coming into Ghana, just like me, you have to stop obsessing over time. Even where you are coming from, you were always, a time freak kind of person, or your country actually works on time. That's not the case right here in Ghana. They say when you move from your country to another country, then you are going to value a lot of things. When I was back home in Nigeria, I could take food for granted. Maybe because I had that, conviction or that closure that I'm in my home country. What's the worst that could possibly happen? If I'm hungry, I could go to a sister's house, a cousin's house, a friend's house to eat, or maybe all of that. But ever since I came here to Ghana, when it comes to food, I guard it jealously. There is no waste. There is no unnecessary throwing away of food. What I do is that I don't cook much. I don't cook much. I always say it is better to cook small than to go and cook big and then we cannot eat it and throw it away. And that would be because coming to a place like Ghana, I realized that you rarely see food being thrown away. You rarely hear somebody, being petty over food and choosy over food or whatever the case might be. So coming here, I've learned to be very, economical with my food. I've learned to be, very preservative. Find a way to keep the food other than throwing it. Like I said, maybe back home in Nigeria, I was nonchalant or I was just carefree about the whole thing around food. And I want to say that it's because when you leave your country, you move to another place, the hustle is real, everything changes. You just have to be a bit more careful. Hence, you face whatever happens or whatever comes your way as a result of the decisions that you took. Another thing that I have stopped doing is, not bargaining. When I was in Nigeria, I rarely used to bargain when I go to the market. If you tell me price, I would pay for it. I mean, whatever. But ever since I came here to Ghana, let me tell you guys, the way I bargain, the way I price things in the market, I don't care. I don't care. Many times the women will even tell me, oh my Naija, you too like cheap things. I mean, whatever the case is, I bargain like my life depends on it. Oftentimes I can, get a reduction in price. Oftentimes I don't get reduction. But the whole idea is that I'm going to the market with the mindset that you see this thing you are giving to me. If you say this thing is 10 cities, if I could even get it for 7 cities, I don't have a problem. And the only thing involved that stands between me getting it at 7 cities is me bargaining. Pushing help. Pushing help. So I would rather take that long way and bargain and see if I can actually get it at the 7 cities, or I could even get it maybe something a bit lower than the 10 cities that is the original price. So ever since I came here, I don't spend without bargaining. I don't spend without, checking to see if I can get a reduction. And actually, the truth is that when I get to bargain, and if I get a reduction in price, it helps me to save money at the end of the day. So yes, ever since I came here, I've learned, to bargain and stop claiming to be the big girl. I can, describe myself to be somewhat in between being an extrovert and an introvert. So there are days that I can be very loud and there are days that I can be, quiet. But ever since I came to Ghana, I realized that it doesn't pay to be a private person, overly private person. I mean, you are in a foreign land, the best way that you can live life here and make the best of your time here in the foreign land is to associate. Now, when I say associate, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be so loud, noisy, and none of that. You have to, come out of your shell and make, friendship with people. And you see, the type of friendship I'm talking about is, friendship that is going to be beneficial to you and to the party involved. So coming here to Ghana, I think to an extent, I am no longer that introverted person. I'm not loud, I'm not quiet, but I go out of my way to try and make friends. Judging from the fact that most Ghanaians are even welcoming, they are warm, they are, people that are happy that you are in their country. They are happy that, I mean, you even want to be one of them. They go out of their way to want to know how you're faring, how your business is going, your kids, all those kind of things. So when you have people like that around you, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? What is the worst that can, possibly happen? It's just left for you to know how you carry yourself among them. And of course, learn to be a part of the community, right? Learn to be a part of the community. So, like I said, back home, I could be sometimes an extrovert, sometimes an introvert. But coming here, I just had to, stop being on the fence and, just come out. I mean, come out. What's the worst that could possibly happen? So I've stopped that, neither being here. Not yet. Okay. So internet is a thing here in Ghana. Everybody needs internet around the world. You get information on the internet. So this is not something that you can say you don't want to, be a party to. This is not something that you say you want to stop. But the truth is that I have tried, I haven't stopped it. I am trying to not always be, on the internet 24/7. It's easy to get carried away actually, but I am trying not to be on the internet 24/7. I try, stop relying on the internet for basically every information that I need. So what I have, started doing is that I try to, take more time offline by going to, spend it with people, real humans, get that quality time with real humans. I try to, explore nature. I try to go to places like the beach. I try to go to places like the mall. I try to go to places where I know that I'm going to be coming in contact with real people like me, real people like me who have real stories to tell, and just enjoy the moment, live in the moment. Because, like I said, it's easy to get carried away with the internet. I mean, after all, you can get basically all the information that you need there. But that, human interaction, that communication is going to be lost if you do not, find a balance. I know that we can't stop being on the internet, but we can stop being on it like our life depends on it. So I haven't stopped, but I have found the balance of knowing when to, call it a day and move on to the real life offline and, just like I said, live in the moment. It's easy to go to a country that is different from your country and find every fault about that country. I mean, after all, it's not your country. There's no place that is perfect on earth. So it's easy to go to another country and quickly notice the differences in that country. And these are the things that you see a lot of people say, oh, I went to this country. These are the things I do not like about that country. Oh, I don't like the lifestyle. I don't like the culture. I don't like the food. I don't like the economy. I don't like this. I don't like that. Now, I'm not that kind of person. When I was coming to Ghana initially, I was coming here for the holiday. And one thing led to another. I am here for how many years? I don't complain. I don't have that time to, complain about Ghana. I don't have time to complain about, ah, this is not the Ghana that they say they used to have 24 hours life. I don't have, have that kind of time to be saying that Ghana is experiencing doom so or all of that. I don't have time to, complain about the water, the water problems or all of that. I don't have time to complain about that. I just want to, have a positive mindset. I just want to, live in the moment and enjoy it because you're complaining, but you can't fix the problem. You're complaining, you're stressing yourself. So I don't even complain. I'm here to do my time here in Ghana, make the most of it, enjoy it. And when my time is up, I move back or I move to another place. Because I realize that complaining doesn't even do anything. Complaining doesn't fix anything. Rather, it just gets you worked up. It gets your nerves worked up. At the end of the day, back to the same issue on ground. So I don't complain. And if ever, if ever I had found a fault in Ghana, then I have stopped doing it. I'm just, living in the moment and enjoying it. So coming to Ghana, one of the things I told myself is that I'm not going to expect Western, customer care service and, all of that. Because of course, Ghana is not a Western country. Ghana is not in the first world country. So coming here, expecting all of that will be a little bit too much of me asking. Customer service, I must say, actually works different from where I'm coming in Nigeria. I talked about, the slow pace, way of doing things here in Ghana. The lifestyle here in Ghana is totally different from, what is obtainable in Nigeria. Despite the fact that yes, we are two West African countries, but one thing I told myself is that if ever I have a problem with the way things are being done here, instead of me, complaining, instead of me expecting too much, I could just go out of my way and show a little patience and kindness to, whoever I am expecting, whatever, customer service or whatever it is from. Because when you demand too much, you really get results. You really get results from demanding too much. I mean, we're only humans. We can do the best that we can do, and it's now left for you at the receiving end to know how you'd want to, receive it. But I told myself I wasn't going to demand too much. I wasn't going to expect too much. I wasn't going to put untold pressure on anybody. I just pray that I get what I want done. And see, I always say, understand the next person with you. Understand the way people do things. It goes a long way. So I just said that being friendly, it will not cost anything. Being friendly, it does all the magic. So coming here to Ghana, I'm not expecting how the whites do things. It's very easy to expect what the white people do, even though it might not even be as you are thinking. But there should be a difference in my expectations. Kindness and patience is my watchword, it's my go to anytime I'm expecting something from someone. Living for the weekend. So back home in Nigeria, maybe because it was the early stage of my marriage and the early stage of being a mother, I had no break. I had no weekends to myself. Everything was just. But coming here to Ghana, change of environment. The one thing I told myself was that, girlfriend, you are going to live for the weekend. Let Monday to Friday be Monday to Friday. But weekends, you must relax. You just have to find a way to relax. Look for where you can go and celebrate with people. Even if you don't have anywhere to go and celebrate, treat yourself nice because you see, weekend here in Ghana can be fun. Even if you don't have any celebration or event to go, you can go to the beach. And that's one thing I noticed that the beaches are always, full to the park on weekends. There's always one event or whatever that is taking place here. I mean, it's same in Nigeria, but then again, I in particular was just living life every day, going. It came for me. But coming here to Ghana, I had to make that demarcation. I had to do that division to know that Monday to Friday, Saturday to Sunday, enjoy yourself. Even if it's in a little way, just go out and enjoy yourself. So I actually stopped that busy bee life and started living for the weekends. So if you have any occasion, any Saturday, Sunday, just know that I need an invite. When you get to Ghana, you would understand that you do not need to overlook nature. Ghana has a lot of tourist attraction sites that you can go visit. And you see, maybe because of the place where I used to live in Abuja, I kind of overlook nature. But coming to Ghana, the beauty of Ghana is overwhelming. I must say, so many beautiful places to go to. I keep talking about the beaches. Sometimes I just go there to look at nature at its best. There are other places that right now I cannot, put into perspective, but Ghana is beautiful. So I've learned to, pause, appreciate, and enjoy the environment. So that's not appreciating nature, appreciating what the environment is in Nigeria. I have stopped it and I've learned to, just look out and enjoy the view of what I see in Ghana. I mean, I've become more, should I say, I'm more intentional about appreciating, nature and stop taking it for granted. So one of the things I've stopped doing is that I have stopped, taking nature, taking the environment for granted. Because why? Why? So now I get to appreciate, I get to enjoy it and just breathe in the air. So, guys, these are the 10 things that I have stopped doing ever since I came to Ghana. So, among the things that I have talked about, is there anyone that is similar to what you have stopped doing since came to Ghana? Now, just in case you are planning to move to Ghana, you can go through the things that I have talked about, and who knows, it just might be one thing that is going to tickle your fancy. Drop a comment and let's talk about it. And don't forget that you can subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you never get to miss any episode on the lifestyle, culture, and relocation videos that I'll be dropping on this channel. So, guys, until I come your way another day, thank you and have a nice day. Bye.